This is a model where there are 5 personality traits, and more or less every characteristic of personality can fit into one of these 5 traits. O is for openness to experience, C is for conscientiousness, E is for extroversion, A stands for agreeableness, and N stands for neuroticism. And it's easy to look at these particular personality traits just with the name alone and think that in terms of success and being happy, that being on one end of the continuum is usually better than the other, meaning it's better to have openness to experience, it's probably better in most ways to be conscientious, agreeable individuals seem to have marked advantages over disagreeable individuals, extroverts tend to have advantages over introverts, and if somebody has neuroticism, that's usually thought of as negative. That's usually thought of something that limits them because it involves mood dysregulation. However, thinking of personality traits as good or bad isn't really useful. Where some of the personality traits seem to be clear, like openness to experience, typically always seems to be a good trait. Extroversion isn't always helpful, and agreeableness isn't always helpful. So when we think of where a trait comes from, we oftentimes think of genetics or the environment. What research indicates anyway is that genetics explain about 50% of personality traits. Now, that's not stable across all of the personality traits. It's a little bit higher for openness to experience, and the genetic contribution appears to be a bit lower for agreeableness and neuroticism. Another interesting characteristic of personality traits, and we could argue, therefore, personality in general, is that it tends to be stable over time. There are changes that occur as someone grows older with their personality, but generally, once personality is formed, once these traits are formed, they express themselves in a similar fashion throughout the lifespan.